I have shown people this movie, and the problem is that by itself, if you don't know the context in which the movie takes place, it's purely it's just not impactful.
I'm interested. Okay, I want to pick at that because I do feel like the movie even opens with narration about the town of Casablanca, right?
Yeah.
And that the movie does the sort of thing of providing even more a little bit of like narration / exposition of like mini scenes, vignettes with some other characters talking about like the going-ons right around them.
Going-ons.
But
that's good.
And for the most part, like, it's set during World War II, and I think a lot of us have at least a decent enough understanding of World War II to understand conceptually what is happening on screen. So I'm curious about, like, were there people then that you knew that, like, were just not picking up on what was going on?
Or not really. The main thing is
because the movie does move fast, but I don't think it moves too fast.
There's a huge difference between a movie being about World War II made nowadays and a movie made about World War II
during
World War II's happening.
Which is, like, I mean, I would say, like, insane to think, but, like, that's not, we still kind of do that while countries are in war. They'll make a film in regards to said war.
Yeah. Or like, right. I mean, I guess technically Lady Macbeth, whenever we saw this, or Siberian Lady Macbeth. But also, like, that as the tragedy is happening, that's the best time for the art to strike.
Yeah.
For sure. Which is why it's always interesting to see, what tragedy is around us and what's picking up. Like, whenever stuff like Get Out or This Is America comes out, and the reason it blows up so fast is because you realize, the main thing happening in America right now, at least, or at that time, was struggles with Black Lives Matter. But with this, it's the exact same thing, which is once you realize that this movie is being released as people, especially Americans are struggling with World War II. And also in 1943, whenever we are still trying to figure out if we are supposed to, as America, go over and help in World War II.
Yeah.
That really changes the entire movie.
Yeah.
Because then it starts to become really, really vividly clear. I remember being like 12 and knowing perfect clarity because my grandmother explained it to us that Rick was America. That like he was the neutral. He was the he was the person that was a romantic and is now like a cynic.
I didn't realize how symbolic the film was.
Incredibly. And it's a pretty good movie by itself.
Yeah.
But like, you understand why everyone says it's one of the best movies of all time, top 2, whenever you realize how big of a fucking deal it was to these people,
Yeah.
That, or like whenever you look at Victor Laszlo being like kind of, the representation of Britain, that he's like this literal gleaming beam of hope, in that like every time you see him on screen, he has specifically different lighting than every other character. Like his face and his body is
bright,
lit up. Yeah. Because he's a literal beam of hope.
I didn't even think about that, but Victor Laszlo, I mean, this movie is in black and white, but Victor Laszlo is it's bright on screen.
Yeah.
Every single time.
This is, and I don't say this lightly, out of all the black and white movies that I've seen, it is the
Sizzle
Surf. Yep, this is Sizzle Surf. Get ready.
All right, we've laid the foundation.
This is the only black and white movie that I've ever seen that is truly aware of the fact that it's black and white, and he uses that.
Oh, okay. That is a sizzle serve.
I
feel like
I'm gonna say.
Okay, hold on. Well, I do feel like
of the time period that you had to make black and white movies.
Sure,
because there have been black and white movies that have been made since that have used it, obviously. But in that time, there was no
like the 40s and 50s, like primarily.
Yes, like 30s, 40s, 50s.
I feel like we gotta watch more Kurosawa then, because
sure.
He directed Seven Samurai, and remember like the movement in that film, like it's just. I'm literally at a loss of words, which is not good for an audio medium.
No.
But but how he constructs movement on screen just for that film. And I've seen like clips here and there of some of his other films, and it's just the movement on screen that it kind of like it goes past black and white. And so but I think I understand what you're saying, that it's sort of like it's not the black and white in Casablanca is not any sort of detriment at all.
No, they use it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference, is because Seven Samurai overcomes the fact that it's black and white, whereas Casablanca uses the fact that it's black and white.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I think that this movie and a lot of the choices that specifically the cinematographer Arthur Edison made were involving the fact that it was black and white.